So one last question: what is the craziest build that you have worked on, or you're currently even working on?
So
you plan to work on?
So we have worked on, and we are still working on, because the build is not, where we want it to be.
Okay.
A dear friend of mine, Pratik, right? He is also in the automobile business only. He has a he is an importer for an oil company called Roy Motor Oil.
Okay.
Right? He also does spare parts.
Okay.
Right? He had asked me that he wants to build a BMW E90.
Okay.
Right? So we mulled over it, what will you do, etc., etc., and we finally came up with a crazy idea. We are going to put a V8 into the BMW. So Pratik imported a brand new LS3, basically a Chevrolet Corvette engine. Right?
Okay.
Brand new engine, brand new transmission, a full 6-speed manual transmission, and we transplanted that into a E90 BMW. So that is the LSE90.
Okay.
Right? So initially we had thought it was going to be a very easy swap. We saw there's a company in the US that does it. They sell some kit sets and parts, etc. for it. We thought, this is going to be a piece of cake.
Okay.
1 week done. Took us 2 years to do it. Right? Of course, because we weren't able to devote all the time to it, etc. But almost everything we bought didn't fit.
Oh my God.
Everything was for a left-hand drive car.
That was by mistake.
That was by not realizing that this will happen.
Okay.
Right? So my mistake, Pratik's mistake, the person who sold it, everyone's mistake, but we didn't give up there. The goal wasn't, so it's very easy to put an engine in a car and make it run.
Okay.
Right? Very easy. In fact, when you buy a LS engine from GM Performance, they give you an ECU also, they give you an accelerator pedal also. All you have to do is give it power, it'll start.
Okay.
But that wasn't the goal.
Okay.
The goal was that nobody should be able to tell this car is engine swapped.
Okay.
Right?
Okay.
So unlike any other engine swap car in the country, there are a few people who do LS3 swaps or other swap, 2JZ swaps, etc., etc. They are all janky. There's a button to start it. There's another button. The dashboard is lit up like a Christmas tree, or it's an old enough car that doesn't happen. The goal was that a fairly modern BMW, right? So 2010, so 10-year-old, 10, 12-year-old car, a fairly modern BMW should operate like a fairly modern BMW.
Okay.
So on this swap, you take your BMW key, you press unlock, the car unlocks. You press the push start button. Okay. The car starts. The original tachometer works, original speedometer works, original fuel gauge works, automatic climate control works. Absolutely every single thing works like it did from the factory, except for traction control. Traction control mein ABS works. Okay. What doesn't work is when you floor you put your foot down on the pedal and turn. It allows the rear wheels to spin as much as it wants. Okay. That also we can make work. Okay. We are not doing it because this is a car that we want to use for drifting. Okay. So there's no value add to it. Right. But absolutely everything works. Okay. The front defogger works, rear defogger works, wipers work, horn works, airbags we've not tested, but I'm sure they will work.
God willing, you don't have to test out the airbags.
So, and we're using a lot of the original parts, like the radiator fan is factory BMW, radiator is factory BMW, power steering is factory BMW. So getting all of that to work with the LS3, we're running a standalone ECU, we're running a Holley ECU, we're injecting CAN signals into it because these cars run completely on CAN bus. Okay. Okay. Right? So we are feeding the ECU CAN signals, we are feeding the car back CAN signals. So the car actually doesn't know कि मेरे अंदर मेरा पुराना engine नहीं है. Car is very happily thinking कि I am running perfectly fine. Right? Which is why, like I said, it locks and unlocks with the key. It starts with the push start. Unlike a चाबी वाली गाड़ी, वो self का अलग से switch होता है उसमें. Push start mein ignition and self is on the same thing. So if I'm pressing,
what exactly is a CAN signal?
CAN is the controller area network. So CAN bus. Okay. Right? Okay, so इसमें brake दबा के start वाला button दबाया, car starts, brake छोड़ के दबाया, ignition comes on. The car is smart enough to figure that out कि मैं brake दबा के किया कि नहीं किया. So everything works factory.
Okay. When can I come and have a look at that car? And
So we are doing some more upgrades on it right now. Gearbox we are working on right now. So there are some videos on last launch control. It was driven.
Okay.
Right, did a couple of did donuts, it did a lot of drifting.
Okay.
Hopefully we'll have it up and running again for next launch control. So October, November.
Sounds crazy.
Yeah. So that has probably been the craziest build. The build which has kicked my ass 6 days to Sunday is that same friend Bharat I spoke about.
Okay.
His grandfather's W123.
Okay.
I thought, vintage Mercedes. It had come to me. This is again going back to when we had only a body shop. It had come to me. Construction हो रही थी घर पे, छत पे ईंट गिर गई थी. Right?
Oh shit.
So
Okay.
fairly easy job. It was supposed to be a 1 week long job.
Okay.
Right? I don't know what bit me. I said, let me inspect the entire car. I inspected the car and I found rust in multiple places. Okay. So I called him up. I said, Bharat, your car has rust. He said, okay, I'll come with my dad and see. We came, saw rust hai bhai. So he said, okay, let's strip it and rebuild it. Okay. So we stripped the entire car. And then we started ordering parts for it. Because a lot of the parts, when you strip, you say, nahi, ye purana hai, ye nahi lagayenge. We're doing a restoration. We're going to do brand new. Sat on the catalog, ordered everything for Mercedes-Benz. Mercedes-Benz basically told us to fuck off. Right? Almost every single part was NLA or NLP. No longer available and no longer produced.
Well, how old is that car?
It's a 1983.
Oh, okay.
Right? So Mercedes-Benz pretty much told us to fuck off. Parts were no longer available or no longer produced. Okay. And then I was like, shit. So first we thought, अच्छा कुछ नहीं होता. पुराना सामान लगा देंगे. Okay. Right? Freshly painted car. We put first chrome beading my denter put. I said no. ये chrome beading में bend है, यहाँ पे scratch है, ये है. We are not going to do it. If we are going to do it, we are going to do it correct. Ironically enough, that car is leaving from here today.
Okay.
Fully done, finally.
So how were you able to get the parts?
It took us 2 years to get all the parts.
From different places.
We basically found different people जिनके पास पुराना stock पड़ा हुआ था all over Europe, some people in India for the final little bits. Like we were missing very small things. Okay. Right? Like I was missing fuse box के ऊपर 2 covers लगते हैं, मतलब 2 screws लगते हैं. Those are moved by hand. Right? वो एक नहीं मिल रहा था. Right? Finally, we just bought another car. Okay. We bought another 123 and started cannibalizing it.
And how much money did that cost?
I'm not going to disclose it.
Okay.
But we finally bought another car. Again, so the beauty about all of this is, my entire experience in the automotive industry, I've had up and down. I've had horrible experiences with certain companies. There have been, certain people who have thought of my friends, etc. And then either because of some one reason or another, they have ended up, that relationships have ended up souring, right? But I've also, knock on wood, had such beautiful friendships develop out of this. When I was in the last leg, I had this other friend, Harshit. He loves vintage cars. So he said कि ये आपसे नहीं complete होएगी, आपने 90% काम कर दिया है. जो बारीकी का last 2-3 चीजें है ना कि नहीं इधर ये वाला screw लगता है. So that's the kind of detail we went into the restoration.
You have to, correct.
Right? नहीं. So on almost a lot of, so basically this was like a concourse build. That it should be like it came from the factory. कि यहाँ पे ये Phillips screw लगता है तो यही वाला लगेगा. यहाँ पे 2 मुंह का नहीं लगेगा या hex नहीं लगेगा. So he said कि आपके वो ना final finishing नहीं होगी क्योंकि you will become too anal कि नहीं यही screw यहाँ पे लगना है and वो मिलेगा नहीं, फिर गाड़ी फिर से लटक जाएगी. क्यों? क्योंकि 2 screw कम है. So he took over the final thing. They stripped that car. He put it together for me and then sent it back. Now you can polish it, etc. Okay. And finally that car is leaving today. And yeah, so that these 2 builds are the ones which are the only ones which have
In totality, how many parts for this Mercedes had you imported that?
Lots.
Approximate number of parts?
I don't know number, but we've had from abroad. We've had 6 different shipments come in at different points of time. Of course, we would collect the parts. Okay. The problem is the number is very high because I'm counting screws as well. अगर हमने front radiator grill change किया है तो रेडिएटर ग्रिल का वॉशर एंड स्क्रू भी हमने ब्रांड न्यू ऑर्डर किया. right? So I have a number because in fact I was just looking at the bill, but we have imported about 14 lakh rupees worth of parts for a car that
from the car that you bought additionally.
Correct.
Also.
Apart from the car that we bought additionally, and this is for a car that drove here. Because we wanted everything to be perfect, like it came out from the factory.
Oh my god. Crazy.
Right. In fact, I'll show you abhi the first aid box के अंदर जो first aid kit है has also been imported from Germany, from Mercedes. It has Mercedes का logo on it. It is all in German. So you gone to that kind of detail कि first aid box के अंदर first aid kit होनी चाहिए, वो अपोलो हॉस्पिटल की नहीं होनी चाहिए, वो ऑफिशियल मर्सिडीज बेंज वाली होनी चाहिए.
My god, that's crazy, man. It's crazy. Yeah. Now that's the Akshay I was talking to you about earlier. So time is a little limited, but I think
we've blown through your time anyways.
I think
we've been at it for over an hour.
That's still okay. But again, if we want, honestly, guys, we can go on conversing about these kind of things, about how Akshay has come up to being what he is right now for another probably an hour and a half or 2 hours. But we'll probably keep that for another time. So thanks a lot, man.
Thank you. No, this was fun.
Thank you so much. Thank you so much.
Yeah, thank you.
He was unnecessarily getting worried कि यार तू podcast shoot करने आ रहा है. क्या बोलूं मेरे को समझ नहीं आया. मगर तू चिंता मत कर. You will end up speaking for over an hour.
Yeah.
So that's exactly.
True to his word. 1 or 2 minutes.
Thanks a lot, guys.
Thank you.
Gupta signing out with Akshay. See you in the next one.